watching this because you're looking for a place to stay in Lisbon, so I'm going to give you some quick thoughts about my own experience in Lisbon. I stayed at the Hotel Barcelona for 5 days, and so I'll take you now real quick to my hotel room, and I'll be right back to give you my thoughts on it. Okay, so now you've had a chance to look at the room, and for me personally, what I did like about the Hotel Barcelona is that it's quite close to the airport. It's close enough to walk if you want to walk and if you want to look around, and but you'd have to manage the cobblestones in Lisbon, and it might be a hassle if you're going to be lugging around your luggage on wheels. But the taxi fares, the cab fares are pretty affordable. It's about 6 to 7 euros from the Lisbon International Airport to the hotel itself. And right across the hotel is where the Holiday Inn is, and the Holiday Inn always has cabs outside. So if you're wanting to get around Lisbon by taxi, then that shouldn't be a problem. What I also liked about the whole experience is how very convenient it was to book a stay at the Hotel Barcelona. I booked on booking.com, and they give you an option on whether you want to get a smoking or non-smoking room. I actually opted for a smoking room because I thought, hey, there's probably going to be a chance that they might give me a veranda with a nice view of the city. But unfortunately, I did get a view, not the best view. I think in some hotels you're able to get a view of the Roman aqueduct in Lisbon, but that's not the case with the Hotel Barcelona, and I could only just open the window a little bit. It's for safety precaution, they put some sort of lock on it, just a stopper, so to prevent people from falling out. That would be a great tragedy. What I also liked was the television. I had a good reception from the television, not too much technical problems, and there were so many channels to choose from, and channels that were in English or a language that I understood. I know it can be quite inconvenient when you have to switch through so many channels to finally find something that you'd be able to understand when you're in a foreign country. So that was very convenient for me. I also like the fact that the Wi-Fi password was simple, and I managed to get reception quite easily without any hassle on that as well. What probably, I wouldn't say that I completely disliked it, but this is something that I think would have made my stay a bit more comfortable, and you might share the same opinion. Firstly, there wasn't any complimentary bottled water. I would have really appreciated that. I think as travelers we need to take precaution when it comes to our health, and a lot of times lots of you wouldn't drink any of water from the tap if you were visiting a foreign country. I should have maybe read up on the quality of tap water in Lisbon. I didn't do that. I did at one point had to resort getting up in the middle of the night and just drinking water from the tap. I lived through it, and it's not a big deal. I like to think that I have a strong stomach. I can stomach anything. But yeah, I think that having a bottled water in the room replenished every day, maybe two, would have made the stay a bit more comfortable. Also, I think I would like to recommend, if I had to recommend something, and so when we book the hotel, to also be able to book a time for the cleaners to come in for room service. There was a point when I came back to my hotel room early because I was feeling really tired and jet lag had just settled in, and I just loved the feeling of coming into a nice clean room, a nicely made bed, a dry and replenished bathroom. When I came, my bed's the room wasn't made up. It was about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, so I really expected the room to be done by then, but it wasn't. Okay, let's say maybe 3, half 3, but yeah, so I went straight to bed. I slept the whole time and had to wake up a bit later the next morning, and the room wasn't made, so I missed, I had to forfeit a clean room. So yeah, if patrons could book the time that the cleaners come in, that would make this day even more amazing. The minibar, you have a minibar at the hotel. Thank goodness that it wasn't very tempting, because as you know, minibars can be really expensive as compared to what you can get from the corner store. So don't touch the minibar if you want to save money, but you might have to, because I think it's about 20 minutes to a supermarket. Well, the supermarket that I went to, if you're just strolling along at a leisurely pace, maybe 10 to 15 minutes if you're walking a bit faster. So really you need to get yourself used to the surroundings there. I also didn't like the fact that the tiles were blue. It seemed old-fashioned. That's weird. I do like old-fashioned. It's just that it made the bathroom look small. The bathroom is not big, and just having dark tiling made it feel a bit small. I'm not claustrophobic, but I guess white tiles is what I'm used to. So yeah, those are probably the things that I would like to say about the hotel, and I hope you get to visit it and enjoy it, because it is a very comfortable place to stay in, and the staff, they are friendly, I would say. They don't get in your face, so you have the freedom to do whatever you want to do. So I hope you have a wonderful, enjoyable time in Lisbon. Now there are many great things you can do in Lisbon, and I don't have the pamphlets with me. I should have had them here so I can show you, but I think compared to a lot of other European countries, Lisbon is quite affordable for tourists when it comes to food and sightseeing. You can get some very good deals on bus tours when you're in Lisbon. But what I did is that fortunately for me, I had friends in Lisbon, so they took me around in a cab. I didn't have much time because I was just flying early the next day, and we only got to meet up for one day, so we took a taxi around. So it's great to have someone who can take you around in Lisbon and who can speak the language, because when we went in the cab, the taxi driver was amazing. He explained the history and the sights in Lisbon. And you know, for 3 people, there were 3 of us. For 3 passengers, we paid around 23 euros for a really good long ride in the taxi with commentary from the taxi driver. So maybe that's something that you'd like to consider. Instead of having to pay for a bus tour, you can pay for a taxi, and the taxi driver was kind enough to wait for us while we hung around and took pictures and took our time. So yeah, so when it comes to the touristy stuff, you might like to consider taxi.